To make geometric forms like boxes and rectangles look like they're three-dimensional, we use linear perspective, and one form of that is one-point perspective. To get started on the one-point perspective unit, there are two practice worksheets. They are front and back of the same page, and there's also a perspective packet, and I'm going to show you how to do all of these. In the file box, you will find, under Squares and 4 Blocks worksheet, a blank page that looks like this. Here's your example to follow. So you have all these squares, and you need to make them look like they're 3D. So in one-point perspective, the illusion is that the sides of the shape look like they are angled, and all of those lines come together at one point. We call that the vanishing point. So on this example, you can see that these three corners have been connected to the vanishing point and lines drawn. And then the back is closed off with a line that is parallel to the line that is in front. So here's the example to follow. I'm going to show you two of these. The rest of them are basically the same, except they're kind of going from different directions. So on this shape, I'm going to start by putting my pencil on this corner. I'm going to use my ruler to line it up with the vanishing point. I'm going to draw that line. I'm going to connect this corner with the vanishing point, draw that line. If I think I should connect this corner, when I use my ruler to line it up, it goes through the shape, so we wouldn't see that. You're not going to connect those two corners to the vanishing point. On this one, you're only going to see the front and the bottom. So now we just need to close it off. Doesn't matter where, but you need to make sure that this line in back is parallel to the line in front, okay? The only angled lines you're ever going to have in one-point perspective are the angled lines that connect to the vanishing point. This one will be basically a mirror image of this one. So I'm going to start by connecting the corner to the vanishing point, draw that line, connect this corner to the vanishing point, draw that line, connect my final corner to the vanishing point. I can check, oh no, I don't want to connect that one to the vanishing point because it goes through the shape. Then to close this off, I have a horizontal line in front, so I'm going to have a horizontal line in back, just from this line to that line. Here I have a vertical line in front, so I'm going to have a vertical line in back. Be very picky about making sure that these are exactly vertical and horizontal. One thing that you can do to check, you can see your ruler has lines on it. If you get the lines lined up with the edge of your paper, then you know your ruler is straight. If it's looking like that, then you know that your lines are crooked. Okay, on the back, on the 4 Blocks worksheet, you're going to be drawing these yourself. So I'm going to show you one. You're going to start by drawing 4 squares or rectangles anywhere in the whole paper. Again, really trying to make sure that your lines are parallel to each other. If you have a little extra, don't worry, just erase it. So I have a square right here, a rectangle. I want to make it look three-dimensional. So I'm going to start by putting my pencil on the corner, just like we did on the first worksheet. Connect the line to the vanishing point. Now you're going to start to see that this will mean a lot of erasing. So once you get a little more practiced at this, if you know that the corner is lined up with the vanishing point, you don't have to draw the line the whole way. Just draw it as far back as you want your shape to go. This one, you can see it looks kind of flat. That's because it's really close to the vanishing point. That's okay. You can still see it. Okay. Now I have to close it off. So I have a vertical line in front. If I close it off here, making sure my ruler is straight up and down, I'll have a vertical line in back. Horizontal line in front, horizontal line in back, making sure the ruler is straight. Okay, you're going to make 3 more like this anywhere in this page so that you have 4 three-dimensional looking blocks. Then You're going to just check these with me once you're finished. These, you don't turn these in, you just check these with me. Then you move on to the perspective packet. That looks like this. On the perspective packet, you have an example to follow. It says finish the shape in box B to look like the one in box A. So here's the example to look at. I give you the front view, and then you need to finish it off so that it looks three-dimensional like this. I'm going to show you just the first couple. Here is the regular squared off front view of my shape. So I'm going to connect those corners to the vanishing point. There's the first corner. I see that that's connected. Draw that line in. Get this lined up with your second corner. Draw that line. Draw your pencil lines very light because you're going to be doing a lot of erasing in this. And my last corner. I know I don't connect this one because there's no line coming from it on my example. Now to close it off, doesn't have to be the same width. I have a horizontal line in front. So I want to close it off with a horizontal line in back. I have a vertical line in front, so I'm going to close it off with a vertical line in back. That's all I have to do for that one, and it looks like the example. On this one, you're going to do the same thing. You can see there's some added details on this that you need to know how to do. So I'm going to connect my three corners to the vanishing point. And again, you don't have to draw the line the whole way, just draw it as far as you want your shape to go. So horizontal in front, I'm going to close it off right here, horizontal in back, vertical in front, get it lined up with that corner, vertical in back. Now if I want to make this into a dresser so it looks like this, my drawers are on the angled side of my piece of furniture, so they also have to angle to the vanishing point. I'm going to start by making a couple of vertical lines. These are for the sides of the drawer. Then connect these to the vanishing point. Okay, stop before you get to the edge of the piece of furniture. You don't want to make your drawers continue out beyond your dresser. Do that to each of them. And then close them off with a vertical. And then your version looks like the example. This is a little shorter. It's okay. I can still see that you got the concept. On each page, you will see that there is a front view given to you. You have to finish it off to look like the example. The back page is one that gets really confusing for people. To make something look like it's coming out from the back wall, you're going to start with the back of the piece of furniture where it's pushed up against the wall. So if you say this is like a table pushed up against the back wall, this is the lines that you start off with. So I am still going to connect the corners to the vanishing point, but in this case, instead of drawing my line back to the vanishing point, I want to show that it's sticking out into the room. So I'm going to draw my lines coming out from the vanishing point instead. Do that to all of your corners, connect them to the vanishing point, have them coming out from the vanishing point. Here's my third corner, sticking out into the room. Last corner, sticking out into the room. Doesn't look like much yet, but that's because we need to close it off. So if I have a horizontal line in back, I'm going to have a horizontal line in front. It's okay if you've got extra stuff hanging out there. You can just erase that later. Then I'm going to do a vertical. I'm going to do another vertical. And these two should meet up pretty closely. If they're not exact, don't worry about it because we're not being super exact with this. Then you can erase the lines that you wouldn't see and erase your extras. Okay? This one is the same kind of thing except it's in the corner instead of in the middle of the wall. You're still going to start with the back of it where it's pushed up against the wall. You're still going to connect the corners to the vanishing point. You're still going to make the lines coming out from the vanishing point for this. You still want to make sure that the front is parallel to the back. Front is parallel to the back. When you are finished with this packet, put it in the turn-in folder. This is something that gets graded and scored.